Two big names in HR tech, ADP versus Oyster HR. Which one really delivers? On the left, ADP, trusted for decades with comprehensive HR and payroll solutions. On the right, Oyster HR, the global platform revolutionizing remote team management. Let's skip all the industry jargon and see how they stack up in the real world. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll know exactly who comes out on top. The result might surprise you. All right, before we get into it, here's the mind map, so you know exactly what's coming up. We're comparing them on global reach, pricing, HR and payroll features, compliance and risk, integrations, and honestly, who each one's best for. Sound good? All right, let's talk global reach first. So, ADP, pretty solid, right? Operates in, I think, over 140 countries. Lots of big brands use it, and it definitely has that trusted, established vibe. The catch? Some of their fanciest global features can get, well, expensive. Now, with Oyster HR, things get interesting. These guys cover 180 plus countries, plus they totally geek out over localized contracts and compliance, which honestly is awesome if you want that peace of mind. Perfect for remote and distributed teams, but heads up, they really cater more to remote-first folks. So on global reach, Oyster HR kinda wins it. Subtle, but strong. Okay. Next up, pricing. ADP, yeah, it's classic call for quote territory. You get a tiered price based on what your company looks like and which bits you want, but it's not exactly transparent, you know? If you like seeing numbers before committing, that may be a turnoff. Oyster HR, on the other hand, puts their cards on the table. Starts at $5.99 per month per employee. And you can get custom deals if you're a big enterprise. Not super cheap, but hey, at least you know what you're walking into. Advantage here? Oyster HR, just because they're upfront. Now, let's talk HR and payroll features. ADP is honestly stacked. You get payroll, benefits, time tracking, compliance tools, performance management, the works. If you want those Fortune 500 level perks like dental or 401k, it's all in there. You can even handle recruiting, onboarding, and get deep reporting. Small caveat, the dashboard can feel intimidating if you're not used to big enterprise tools. Oyster HR's toolkit is more streamlined. Payroll, contractors, benefits, with super smooth onboarding and offboarding. Easy for remote teams. But if you're in the US and need specific tax forms, Oyster might leave a gap. So for raw HR power, ADP sweeps this category. Oh, and here's something cool. Fun fact, remote hiring has literally doubled since 2020. Platforms like Oyster HR, they let you onboard folks basically anywhere, over 180 countries, and you don't even need a local office. Wild, right? Let's shift gears to compliance and risk. ADP's experience shines here. Really solid tools for dealing with complex payroll or tax situations globally. They handle regulatory stuff pretty well, but occasionally there's that lag when laws change. Oyster HR is surprisingly strong too. Over 180 countries automated, and they're really clever about making sure contractors are classified correctly, so you don't accidentally mess things up. Only thing is, they focus more outside the US. So honestly, this one's kind of a tie. Both nail compliance, just with slightly different flavors. How about integrations and ease of use? ADP is like the Swiss Army knife here. Connects with all sorts of ERP and HRIS systems, and scales up no matter how complicated your org is. But setting all that up if you're small, get ready for some serious button clicking. Oyster HR, in contrast, comes with this slick, modern UI. Fast setup, super intuitive for remote hiring. The trade-off? Less deep integrations than ADP. So if you want plug-and-play simplicity, Oyster's awesome. But for big, connected orgs, ADP wins this one too. Last up, best four. ADP honestly feels like home for big enterprises, mid-sized companies, and anyone juggling US and international teams. If you need that big company level control, they've got it. Not really aimed at remote-only culture though. On the flip side, Oyster HR is a godsend for startups, scale-ups, and anyone hiring globally or building a remote-first vibe. It's not as tailored for purely US-based, old-school in-office teams. So, horses for courses. No clear winner, it's a dead even match depending on your setup. Just to visualize what's going on, here's a radar chart showing both ADP and Oyster HR across all the categories. You'll see they kind of trade blows depending on your priorities. So pay attention to what matters most for your business. So, wrapping it all up, ADP rules the roost if you want a complete HR and payroll ecosystem, especially if your company is hybrid, a bit global, and you need that deep compliance. But if you're all about remote-first teams, transparency, and hiring fast in tons of countries, Oyster HR is hard to beat. Different strengths, and honestly, neither is a bad pick. Hey, if you found this comparison useful, stick around. We've got way more HR tech deep dives coming your way. Don't forget to subscribe and catch the next